Hello everyone, my name is James, and me and my group would like to present what we know about international corporate social responsibility. Here is our agenda for this presentation. First, we have our introduction, which would be presented by none other than me. Next, we are going to explain about the benefits that ICSR can bring to your company. Thirdly, we are going to explain about the challenges to be had if you plan on implementing ICSR operations into your company. And lastly, we have specific organizational examples of the benefits and the challenges that ICSR has brought to existing large corporations. Now, I would like to proceed to our introduction in order to explain what is meant by ICSR. International Corporate Social Responsibility, also known as ICSR, is the principle of incorporating your company's philanthropic marketing strategies into countries or social environments acting as a host for your business operations. While corporate social responsibility itself is the incorporation of environmental, social, and economical concerns into your business. So, for instance, if your factory workers overseas are being overworked and underpaid, you have the social responsibility to implement policies which could improve their working conditions. Another good example would be to invest in schools within rural areas where education is hard since the schools lack the financing to provide their students with a sufficient amount of books, like what Apple is doing right now. So basically, it is a good way to market your company in foreign countries. By appearing as a trustworthy company with good morals and ethics, you could potentially draw both individual customers and investors into your company, especially investors who are conscious about sustainability issues. That is all for me. Thank you.
International Corporate Social Responsibility, or we can call it ICSR, has gained traction in recent years among organizations trying to enhance a variety of aspects of their operations. However, many organizations are still unaware of the potential benefits of ICSR. There are many benefits for organizations implementing ICSR. Organizations can expect numerous monetary and non-monetary benefits from aligning corporate objectives with ICSR. One of the benefits is international corporate social responsibility can raise profits. There are a variety of techniques to maximize profitability while simultaneously enhancing ICSR. ICSR is a form of marketing which aims to, instead of promoting a singular product, promote the whole company at large to not only the home country but the host country as well. Next is build public trust. By having the image that people look up to, is indirectly improve the company image. By giving back to society also, whether through monetary donations or volunteer works, the corporation earns the trust of its customer. So, company will grow in popularity over time. Finally, is enhance positive relationship, where is mean by positive relationship is a good community with consumer when the with the organizations. The company build a sense of community among its customer as it build public trust. Everyone knows that happy customer means a happy life. ICSR has a potential to result in a far healthier company and consumers connections and also helps to recruit their staff.
Next, we're going to talk about challenges in international corporate social responsibility. And firstly, we have the economic downturns, also known as recession. These are periods when economic activities are lacking or in decline within a particular country. Economic shocks, loss of consumer confidence, high interest rates, deflation, and asset bubbles. To relate with recent occurrences, recent incidents such as the COVID-19 fall under the category of economic shocks. Economic shocks can be identified by sudden and unpredictable events which may directly or indirectly disrupt an economy. As to this case, when COVID-19 struck the globe, it indirectly caused a recession by forcing the government to implement lockdowns on all establishments. The results are businesses have been seized, physical operations and sales plummeted drastically. In, in addition to this, countries affected by recession experience a significant decrease in their local currency's purchasing power, causing further deterioration in their economies. As a side effect, corporate social responsibility has been dismissed by businessmen as of little importance compared to the problem at hand, rather than investing in social responsibilities. They found that it was better to allocate the money to improve the company's financials instead. Why? Because most businesses focus on profits. However, for some businesses, investing in ICSR is more important, especially during economic downturns. Business are more focused on philanthropy rather than profits. They would send out millions of dollars for charity, even with the risk of incurring losses. Such businesses recognize kind acts will attract like-minded investors who would in turn support the business. And next we have non-correspondence to the characteristics of each country. There are two main techniques to evaluate CSR in relation to each country's criteria. According to the first approach, each country or market has unique qualities that differentiate itself from others. A few approaches were used to calculate the CSR score to take these factors into account. Sachi, in an article he wrote in 2004, suggested that CSR should be evaluated in each country's context because each country has its own legal and political limits, economic structure, and cultural and social elements. For example, certain countries take their workers' health and safety seriously. So, before doing CSR, the first thing we need to do is study the country's rules and regulations to make sure everything is going to be as planned and smooth. This also helps the company to prevent any illegal actions within that country. It also helps strengthen bonds between the countries and the company that does CSR. Following up, we have the lack of transparency. To gain trust, you must be transparent. This means that every single transaction should be recorded and presented. Being transparent in doing business is what attracts the suppliers, the consumers, team members, investors, and local community organizations as they like openness and accountability from the firms that they are doing their business with. Businesses require business practices that prioritize effective ways to gather, organize, analyze, and manage data in order to report financial and commercial activity in a clear, accurate, and full manner. The transparency of a company will bring more competitive advantage.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Muhammad Izzat Ashrafuddin Nordin, gonna present about ICSR benefit. Companies which have engaged in ICSR today have experienced a number of benefits, all having effect not only monetarily but in building brand image as well. By now, businessmen have recognized the importance of having good social responsibility and how it has a positive relationship with profitability. Furthermore, by engaging in ICSR, a company will not only have an impact on its host country but in its home country as well. It will be able to acquire both government and investor support as public trust in the company rises. Eventually, it will no longer need to shell out the significant amount of the company's fund for CSR, as the money from its supporters are more than enough to cover the expenses. In this section, we will be discussing about how Apple Incorporated and Nike Incorporated have benefited from ICSR. The first example of company that benefit from ICSR program is Apple Incorporated. Apple is the best known for its personal computers, smartphones, tablets, software, digital media, and music platform. Apple, headquartered in Cupertino, California, is the world's most valuable brand and first publicly traded business to be valued at over 2 trillion US dollar. Apple has one of the most renowned backstories in the business world. It began as a mission to transform people's perception of computers that now has helped to fuel the digital revolution. As the world's top ranking ICSR company, Apple has launched many ICSR programs to stay at the top of the chart. One of the ICSR program is Apple Green Business Practice. Apple declared its goal in 2020 to extend this project across its entire supply chain by 2030 as one of the first major company to achieve net zero carbon impact for corporate emission. All Apple products sold will be carbon neutral in order to achieve this goal. Apple's environmental sustainability effort also involve decreasing harmful components in their product lines such as mercury, PVC and beryllium. This tactic give positive effect to the environment and to the world. As we know, there is so much pollution occurred. Besides, it slowly attract the consumer to keep buying the product if they support the idea of preserving the world. The second example is Nike Incorporation. Nike is an international corporation based in the United States that is involved in the design, development, manufacture, global marketing and sales of sport clothes, footwear, accessories, equipment and services. The company's global headquarters are in the Portland metropolitan region in Beaverton, Oregon, USA. Nike sponsors many high-profile athletes and sport teams throughout the world using the well-known trademark "Just Do It" and the swoosh logo, which resembles the Greek goddess Nightwing. As a result of their company's current growth, they are also launching a number of ICSR programs in order to keep their brand at the top of the rankings. One of the ICSR is Nike Community Support Program. Nike is spending more than 89 million US dollar in 2020 to encourage over 70 million children worldwide to participate in sports and exercise. Nike has also agreed to train over 100,000 coaches to assist the most vulnerable areas. Nike also committed more than 100 million US dollar in their Girl Effect program between 2015 and 2020 to enhance the life of tens of millions of girls in 20 African and Asian nations. The company has also expanded its digital training tools to include the Coaching Girl initiative, which aim to make sports more enjoyable and inclusive for girls via coach education and executive coaching. Finally, Nike announced a 10-year, 140 million CSR commitment to support social equality. For Black Americans, 40 million US dollar of which is meant to help organizations and NGOs addressing structural injustice in conjunction with Converse, Jordan Brand and Michael Jordan. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today I would like to talk about the challenges in international corporate social responsibilities. The first company that face challenges in doing corporate social responsibility is a famous and well-known company. I guess if I say the name of this company, almost everyone in this world can guess what company it is. This company is famous for making smartphones, smartwatches, and computers, and other electrical appliances. Okay, so can you guys guess what company is it? Yes, it is Apple. Considering considering Apple's commitment to corporate social responsibilities, the business continues to face labor and human rights issues from Chinese subcontractors. According to recent reports, Apple has been accused of taking too long to terminate relations with Chinese suppliers that have been accused of violating the company's CSR labor regulations, especially if doing so would hurt the revenues. The second company that has faced some challenges in doing international corporate social responsibilities is also a well-known and a famous brand nowadays. This brand has become one of the leaders in selling sport attires. People are willing to queue for a few hours or a day or even a day just to get a pair of shoes that this company has released. I think you all can guess what company that I'm talking about. Okay, the company is Nike. About 20 years ago, customers were protesting outside Nike town stores, and news headlines painted Nike as the antagonist in the myth of child labor and sweatshop claims. The meaning of sweatshop is a crowded working place or an illegal working conditions. Illegal working conditions include poor ventilator, inadequate workspace, insufficient lightings, or uncomfortably high temperature. Given the company's consistent stream of corporate social responsibility honors over the last decades, it is difficult to imagine that Nike faced boycotts and public backward throughout the 1990s.